Hi, this is Jack from TritiumSoft.com talking to you about our new program ChessMatch2 for iPhone. So in ChessMatch2 you can see we have this annotated match loaded up on top here. Cochran versus Stoughton. These are two big heavyweights in the traditional chess world. It's a 200-year-old match here. And you can see we have our match moves list. So we could modify these or put in a different moves list. Press the replay button and it'll load it. We have a description down here. And you can see Stoughton resigned after move 19, and that we've included the actual checkmate that caused him to resign. So it's rare that you have such a beautiful checkmate, so we've included it here even though he resigned after move 19. And so we've just made note of that. And so if we wanted to see that, we could go and look here. We see here's move 19 with the bishop to c6. So we have the files listed here. So right there, that red bishop to c6, and he resigned there because he could see the checkmate coming. And so one thing that we could do here is we could go back a couple moves, and you see how it turned pink to illustrate the plus sign that we're in check. And so if it was checkmate, it turns red, a deeper red. And so it just helps you keep track of what's going on in the game. And if you go back, we could say, well, he did this RD1 here, and maybe he wanted to do something else. And so we could go back to move 18, RE8. So we could go back here and say, well, maybe he wanted to do something different to stay at a checkmate. And we could actually move the piece. And you saw that piece disappeared. And we can correct that by going in here, grabbing our queen, and moving it. Another thing we could have done is we can move this arrow button over and arrow button back, and we get the queen back. And so we're able to add pieces to the board or move them around, and as soon as we press these arrow buttons, the program is going to correct it to the match. So whatever we had down here. So this is what's driving the match, is these match moves list entries 1 through 22. And so anything we do, the computer will take note of it, but as soon as you press these arrow buttons, it's going back to the match as it's annotated. And so that's a nice feature. And so what we could do here, though, is we could say, well, maybe I just want to, I like this position here for whatever reason. I can press copy board, and it's going to copy the board to the gallery. And so we can see we've copied the chessboard to game 85 in the gallery. And so if we press this gallery of chessboards here, we start out at 1, but if we go to the back button, we go to 85. And so it always copies it to a new game number, which makes it easy to get to and to find and delete if you want to delete it. And so here we can see it even has the listing, and we can do anything we want with it. We can change this. You could take this out and just say, you could change it to England. There's a number of things, and it will remember these. And so it'll remember your changes, and maybe you'll say, well, I want to save this copy so I don't forget where it was. I can copy the gallery game as well. And so now I have 85 and 86, and you see they're both listed as England now that I've changed it. And you can see I can move things around, I can delete pieces. And so it gives me a wide variety of options here. Now if I want to go back to the game, all I got to do is press replay. And here you can see here is the red checkmate condition. And so that sound you heard was a train whistle, and that's to alert us that we've hit the end of the game. Because if you're just scrolling through here, it's easy to pop through the game without realizing that you've reached the end. And so it's just a notice that we've included that you can mute if you'd like. But so anyway, so we're back to the game here, and like before, we can move things around. We could play positions out. We can treat it just like a regular chessboard. We can cheat. We can and we can get our pieces back just by pressing this right and left button. And so the beauty of that is that I can modify this board any way I want without any complaints from the program. And so maybe I like part of this strategy, but I don't like something else. I can get rid of it. I can just get rid of things as much as I want. Doesn't matter. I can add pieces. If I want to have 4 queens, oh, I got rid of them. If I want to have 4 queens, I can put 4 queens in there. And so it gives us a wide variety of options. The last thing I want to mention is pawn promotion. So with ChessMatch2, you have 2 options. For pawn promotion, we have what we call the Z override. And what Z override is it's this. And so you can see these match moves are unusual in that they have both the starting square and the ending square followed by a capital Z. And so that's what tells the program that it's going to put a piece there, and it's going to delete whatever was on the originating square. And so that's why it has 2 squares, is so that it'll move the piece or delete the piece. And so you're getting a delete and an add, and you're getting the piece. And so that's what Z override's all about. We can also have an empty board. If we put a move 0 empty board in, we actually get an empty board. And if we press replay here, we can watch what's going on here. Okay, so you can see I'm starting out with an empty board, but I don't have to have an empty board. I can use Z override with a normal board. So Z override allows me to do anything I want with the pieces. And so it's really nice for like some chess animation, or maybe you're playing a chess match that's very old that doesn't use standard rules of chess, that you can get it to do moves that are otherwise not possible. And it really simplifies things for pawn promotion. So if there's pawn promotion moves, Z override has to be used, because there's too many complications with the program trying to figure out where things are going to go. And so Z override it's easy to implement. It just has to have the originating square, the ending square, and the piece, and the capital Z. And it'll treat it. It can work with the normal chess moves. The other pieces don't have to have Z override. It's just any piece that you introduce using Z override is going to have to use Z override to the end of the game. So anyway, hope you like ChessMatch2.